Afternoon. My name is Melissa, and I'd like to thank you for coming to our Sew Sock Snowman program today. I'm joined by my co-host Alicia, who is going to be monitoring the chat box for me, just in case while I show you how to do this little snowman. So I have muted everybody to reduce the background noise, and I do ask that you keep yourself muted unless you have a question for us. So you can either post your question in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask a question. So to get started, this is the little snowman guy that we're going to be making today. And Alicia is recording this so that there will be a recording of it available after, just in case you missed anything. So as far as what supplies you'll need, you need a old white sock, 2 rubber bands, and a pair of scissors. And those are the minimum. Oh, sorry. Forgot. Sorry, I have everything over here. Fiber fill of some sort and some rice. As far as everything else goes, you're going to need a couple of markers and some ribbon to make the scarf. And I'm going to show you 2 versions today. One is the very simple one that does not involve a glue gun or any other fancy stuff. When I get done with that one, I'll show you the other one that does involve a glue gun, and that has buttons and some of these little fancy little fuzzy pom-poms. So, okay, so first step. Very large container of rice. We're going to take your sock, and actually I'm going to get a little scoop for this. I'll be back in a second. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so you're going to take your rice and put it in the sock all the way down. You want to fill it up to about here. Okay, so you want to fill it about halfway up. Oops. And as you're going, you want to kind of tap it like this to make sure it's forming a nice round little snowman body. Okay. That's perfect. Okay. In a second. Okay, so when you've got your sock stuffed about as much as you want, we're going to take one of your rubber bands and wrap it around there to hold everything in. Just wrap it as many times as it takes to get it to stay tight. Okay. And if I'm going too fast or you need me to repeat something, just let me know.
Melissa, about how much rice did you use for yours?
I didn't really measure too much. I was a 1/4 cup little scoop.
So
Like this.
in a cup and a cup.
Put to about a cup or so in, maybe a cup and a half, I think. I'm measuring.
Yeah. Okay, so somewhere between 1 cup and 2 cups, and probably at the same time, whatever.
Well, it depends on the size of
your own stuff, your own snowman. If you wanted a smaller snowman, you could.
Right. If you're making a smaller one, because the sock size I'm using is a lady's regular old sock. If you're using a man's sock, you're going to use quite a bit more rice, obviously. If you're using a little child sock to make a tiny little one, you just want a little bit. But as you can tell, I didn't feel the heel here is still showing. So. Okay. Now that your sock, you've got your rubber band like this, nice and tight. Oops. You're going to use a little bit more rice under it just to help make sure that the head doesn't flop around. I discovered that when I first did this, that if you don't do this, the head will flop. So use about a 1/4 cup or so for the size of sock I'm using. Just a little bit to give it a little bit of structure, that's all. Oh, you have somebody else. Okay. Oof. Okay. Okay. So now that you've got this tied off and your rice, the little bit of rice at the bottom, you're going to take your fiber fill and stuff that in to make the head of your snowman. Okay. Okay. You want to use, you don't want to stuff it all the way up to the top. You want to fill it about up to like that, about halfway up of the top. Okay. A little bit. Oh. Okay. Now when you get it filled in, it's supposed to be, you're going to take your second rubber band and tie it same as you did the first one. There's our little down. There he is so far. Okay. I'll let everybody catch up to me. Okay, looks like most everybody's caught up here. So next step, it's going to be a little hard to show, so I might have to tilt. Alicia, can you see what I'm doing? Okay. So the next, you're going to take the top of your sock. Now this is if you're using a men's sock, you've probably got a lot left over, so you're going to want to cut it. you really only want about 6 to 8 inches left. You're going to take it and fold it down to make his hat brim. Okay. Now, oops. Okay. Or like that. Okay. Yep, perfect. Okay, so now we get to give him a face. Basically, he needs a face. So, where you're going to take your Sharpie marker. And like I said, I'm going to do this all over again with the glue gun in a minute for the other snowman. So I'm going to do green. So just go ahead and find where you think his eyes should be. Can you see that, Alicia? Oh, wait. Up, right there? Okay, thanks. This is why I've got you. Helping me. Okay. So go ahead and put a little circle for his eye. See him? And then go ahead and put another one on. Yeah. And then let's see. Let's see if I can give him a nose. Left over. And just give him a little nose there. I gave him a little carrot nose. I happen to actually have an orange one. Okay. And again, you're going to want to, then we can put a little smile on him. There's his little smile. And then if you want, you can put little buttons on him. Again, any color you want, doesn't have to be black. I just happen to have my black one handy. There he is. Okay. And then last but not least, he needs a scarf because it's kind of cold out. So I'm going to take a piece of ribbon, any kind. I happen to have this very nice Christmas looking ribbon. And cut a length. And then you're going to tie it right here to cover up, like this, to cover up his not so nice looking rubber band neck that he's got. Go ahead and tie that in a little knot here. And there's his little scarf that hides his rubber band. And there is the simplest version of our no-sew sock snowman. Okay. So now I'm going to do the other version, which is a little bit more fancier. And for that, you will need a few more things. You're going to need some buttons. If you want to use a little pom-pom, you can. I just happen to have these already in my craft supply box. And you will need a hot glue gun. I'm going to plug mine in right now. Yeah. Okay. The beginning is basically the same as the last one. Again, you're going to take your plain, boring white sock and fill it up with rice. And again, you want to fill it up to right before the heel. This I'm trying to keep an eye on how many of these I'm using. Okay. Okay. All right, so Alicia, it's about 4 or 5 quarter cup scoops, at least for a regular size lady's sock. Again, if you're using a child sock, it's probably going to be just a little bit. If you're using a men's sock, I would say at least 2 cups for this part. Okay. And now, same as the last time, rubber band right around. Okay, there we go. This is the body. Okay. And again, same as last time, you're going to put a little bit of rice in the bottom, right above where you put your first rubber band to give the head some structure. Now, I will say if you don't do this, your head's going to look sort of like the first guy here. So it's a little floppy. So it didn't come out very well. If you want to do it that way, that's totally fine. I just don't like it. I think it looks he just kind of wobbles around and looks ridiculous. So, and those of you measuring, it's about a quarter cup in the bottom. So, until you sort of. Okay, and then same as the last time to make the head again, more fire fill. Okay. Get out of here. God. Maxwell. Alicia knows Maxwell is one of my 2 cats, and of course, he came in here to see what I'm doing. He tried to knock things over. He's such a troublemaker. Okay, so squish your head down, and then you end up too big of a head. That's too big. Pull that out. Okay. So there's your second one. So again, same as before, you're going to tie this top part off with another rubber band. Yes. Okay, so there's our, and then you're gonna again, I'm gonna take a little bit of this off. So I don't. Then again, you're gonna fold your, oops, sorry. Okay, Alicia, can you see what I'm doing? Okay, you're gonna fold his little, this down to make his little hat brim. His little hat. There he goes. Oops. Okay, there he goes. There we are. So now with the fun part. I get to decorate this guy. Oops. If you're going to put a pom-pom on top of his little hat here, like this, go ahead and glue that on now. Like there. You could also, if you wanted to, glue a couple of them on the side to make little earmuffs if you wanted to. Really cute. I'm going to do that. Okay. Now, you just can't help yourself. Okay. Now, pick out some buttons. Okay. All right. So, of course, needs a face, obviously. So, I've got a couple of little buttons here, orange ones. I'm just going to glue them right onto his face for his eyes. Dab of glue right on, just like that. Okay. Glue. Great. Cute eyeballs. So now, let's see, little nose here. I happen to have a huge amount of buttons for my family because people keep giving them to me. So these tiny little itty bitty button, I think you can see it, for his nose. And little nose. And then I have enough. Oops. There. Okay. These next ones are probably going to be very hard to see because they are so gosh darn tiny, but they're good for making a mouth for him. Oh. Okay. So, there, I think. Alicia, can you see better now? Yep, okay, good. Okay, so there's his little face. And again, like we did before with the buttons down and with Sharpie markers, I'm going to use these slightly larger little blue buttons. So, again, blue, gun, and right on there, like there.
Catherine had a good suggestion. You could use the little pom-poms as the buttons down the middle of them too.
You could do that too. Yeah. Yeah, there's no need. You don't have to do them exactly the same way I'm doing this guy. It could be just about any way you want, really. That's kind of the fun of these things is all of this supply stuff I had in my house because I've been doing crafts for so darn long. I have a lot of extra stuff. So I just happen to have a ton of buttons because both of my grandmothers were sewers, and well, unfortunately, they've all passed away, so I have a lot of their hand-me-downs.
If you have a lot of scrapbooking, I know they have like those crazy 3D elements for scrapbooking as well. I know you can get like little Christmassy type stuff for like the hat and all sorts.
You could use jewelry if you have a jewelry maker in the family. There's lots of little bits and pieces that these guys are absolutely fun. So don't let this class be the only ones that you make. You can make a ton of these, and they all look just a little different. That's why they're fun, actually. That's why I like making these. So, and again, he needs a scarf because we don't want to see that ugly looking rubber band on his neck. So, to have a different color. This green one here. So, and if you are using the last ribbon I used was a more velvet type so it doesn't fray. If you're using one that's like this, that's fabric that may fray, make sure you always cut an angle like this so that it won't fray on you. Or you can put nail polish, clear nail polish on the end too, and that'll keep it from fraying. Both work. So down. Whoops. I think you can see him. There he goes. You can see. Okay. And there we go. Little bow on that. And there's your second one finished. A little fancier than the version before, but still the same basic construction. So I hope you guys have had fun doing this. I know I have. And here's our two little guys from today. But Alicia and I are always filming new craft videos that we will post up on the library's YouTube channel. So, and it's all kinds of different crafty things. I actually have a couple here of the new ones that we just shot the video for. I can show you a little preview. I have them. One of them, I think it's coming up this week, is the Snowflakes, is it? Okay. So these are two of the ones that are being posted this week. And again, that's on our YouTube channel. It's also, if you're on Facebook, the library has a crafting club that you can join. And the link to the videos will be posted there too. If you want to join the craft club, you're more than welcome. We post all kinds of different tutorials, and we also share a lot of what we're also working on here at home. So, and the other little one that we're doing that will be up, I'm not sure if that's going to be up in 2 weeks or in January, but are these little Pinecone Penguins. So these guys are really cute, really fun and easy to do, especially if you have kids. Kids will get a kick out of these. They're really easy. Okay. So since I am done presenting, I'm going to ask if you guys have any questions for me.